welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I figured I'm just needing to get ready, is what it is. I need to get ready. Okay, let me just do my thing. I figured we could chat, just like chat about things because there's a lot of stuff happening in the world. And these things are just like weird things, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to get rid of some of my inflammation. Cupping is just so soothing to me. I'm just saying, you know? And then do this side. How are you guys doing, by the way? Oh, it feels so good. It's ridiculous how good this feels. I can't believe I haven't done it until recently. It's just so soothing. Do you see the difference it's already making? It's already making a bit of a difference. Unless I'm just imagining it. Now we go for the bigger one. Because I'm sensitive to fluids in my body. And so I can feel when I'm retaining quite a bit of water, and I can feel this move that water around. I can feel it. So I just do this. I don't do it every day. I do it every couple days. Whenever I feel like water needs to be moved around. And I feel like it's having some type of beneficial effect. Feels good. It definitely feels good to me. So, yeah, my workshop's today, so I figured I wouldn't let myself get upset by a reading. I wouldn't let myself get upset by a reading. Instead, I'll just do a get ready with me with you guys. This is just kind of part of my self-care stuff. And I just go ahead and move all the fluids. It's made a huge difference in my jowls. I feel like it's totally made a difference in my jawline. The whole cupping thing. Like I can feel it moving all my fluids around. I was reading an article, I think it was last night, about how we store our emotions in our face. And it's so true. So I'm going to change to my wood and get my frowny muscles to relax a bit. Break up any adhesions. Just get it to relax. Because I can feel when I start to build tension right here. And so rubbing like this helps to get it to relax. And then this cupping helps to move the fluids, the toxins that are released. Oops. helps to move it over to the lymph nodes, where I will then bring it down. I know my face is starting to get red. That's showing that blood is rushing to the area, which we want. So freaking good. I could do this all day. I really could. I could do this all day, you know? And I feel like it's made my face much more symmetrical because I was retaining fluids much more intensely on one side of my face because I sleep on this side. I sleep on this side. And I feel like a lot of the fluids drain to this side of my face. And then we're just gonna bring it down. We're done. That's it. That's it. So then we just go ahead and start with the face. People think I spent a whole bunch of time doing my makeup, and really, I could, but I don't. Too lazy for that. I'm too old for that. Like, I really, no. Okay, we're just focusing on contouring the forehead and my bibinka cheeks. I have full cheeks, and it's okay. So this is Fenty Beauty. I use a fairly dark one. Truffle. It's this color. Truffle. See that? Okay. And then I take, I think this is Fenty as well. Strawberry Drip. Strawberry Drip. It's a cream color. I don't know what brush this is. It's a petite buffing brush. And then I start tapping and then I just blend it up. I slept weird last night. How about you guys? Did you guys sleep weird too? It was a weird sleep experience. Very weird. And then I started with like allergies and I'm just over it. So for some reason, this side does not show up as well on me. So I usually have to do a little bit darker. And then I take whatever's left and I squish the brush to make it look like I just kind of love my nose. To make it look like it. Okay. That's it. That's it. That's the makeup. Then I take this. And I take my hula. And I just do this just to set the bronzer. And again, this side has a tendency to not show up as much. If you do a cream and then a powder ever so lovingly on top, it stays for most of the day because now you've just created a paste. You've just created a paste, and that's that. Now, if I want to be extra, which sometimes I do, I get a contour palette, right? This is for shadow. This center one is for shadow. So what I would do, I would go ahead and get a slanted, very dense brush, tap, tap, down my jawline, and not down my cheekbone. And if I want to look extra like sucked in, I go like that. But I mean, you know, I don't feel like being extra sucked in today. We're just gonna leave it like that. We're gonna buff it out just a little bit. And then I would take this one, which is a more sun-kissed color, and I would just go at the top. Half the time I don't look at my face when I'm doing my makeup. Half the time. So then I'm going to go like this, get all the color off, put this away. Then I would take this. It's L'Oreal Lumi Glow Nude. I'm going to take, it's like a light golden, right? This was when I was in my basic Emmy era. This is in my, I'm embracing my goddess era. And this is, I'm just feeling like hot shit right now era. So I'm going to show you what I do. So I take this Revlon Color Stay. This is in light medium. I first dab it in that gold, and then I double, triple tap in the Color Stay, right? And then this is just so that because I put a ton of moisturizer on my face. This is to pick up any moisturizer on my eyelashes. And so I intentionally lift my brows and try and get it under my lashes. And then whatever's left, I just lovingly share with the forehead and the lower cheeks. Right here where I shine, and right here. We just do that, okay? We're a basic girl. We are. This is where the magic happens. This is so extra. So I take a smaller brush, right? Like, okay, a smaller floof. And then I go into this gold one. Right there. If you have wrinkles, crow's feet, you don't want to do this. It's gonna highlight all of that, okay? It's gonna accentuate all of that. So you don't want to do that. And then I take a little dab of this, and again I squish the brush, and I just go like this, just so it looks like I have a bridge. So it looks like I have a bridge. We're done. Literally. We're done with the face. That's what I do. Oh, actually, hold up. We want to be a little extra today. So I take this type of floofy brush, and then I go in this I'm feeling like hot shit era. And I'll show you why I say this. So I dip it in there, right? And I just put it right in here. You see how already I'm feeling like hot shit? And then I do it on the other side. If you have very wide set eyes, you might want to skip this. It's going to make it look even wider unless you're contouring right here, which I mean, you know, I would embrace I have wide set eyes. I would embrace it. I would just be like, it looks exotic. Fuck you. That's what I would do. And then I just put some on the brow. See, now I'm like, I want to look even younger. And what's associated with youth? Floofy brows. So what I would do, I would go ahead and look for Biatch, stop hiding from me. I would look for this brush. It's a boar bristle brush. It's slanted. It's not as thin. I don't care what the young people are doing. I'm not going to sit here and draw every single lash, every single eyebrow. Excuse you. So this is Tarte medium brown. It's a little bit dark, but I like this better than Anastasia because of the fact that it doesn't dry out as quickly as the Anastasia. I've had this for like 3 years. You know, they say I used to work in the industry, okay? They say you should toss out your makeup every year, but if you know how to properly take care of your makeup, you don't need to toss it out every year. And I tell you, ladies and gents who wear makeup, that whole thing of unless it's a stick or a cream like this, which you could wipe off with isopropyl alcohol, that whole concept of you're going to drip things on your face, you're going to open up the container and like wipe it. Yeah, you know, you're introducing bacteria into the jar. That's how they're fucking you up. It's to get you to force you to buy new stuff. Your makeup will go bad. So, yeah. Don't listen to the influencers, baby boo. They exist to sell more makeup, right? I exist to be a badass. I'm joking. But if your makeup starts to smell bad or doesn't sit on your face the way it used to, it's probably time to throw it away. The one exception to this is mascara. No, do not keep that for more than a few months. You will get an eye infection. Mascara is a big no. Okay. Totally messed up my brow, but it'll do. Because remember, I have a general rule of thumb where I do cream and then powder on top. You should hold the you should hold the mirror upright because the angle that you hold your brush is going to affect the end result. All right. So they're sisters, not twins. They're sisters, not twins. My eyebrows are not the same. All right. So notice I basically just outlined the outside of the brow and filled in the very end. That's for a reason. I will show you my hack. I get a spoolie and I wiggle, wiggle, lift, wiggle, lift. And then I get another brush. This is the Naked Basics. This matches my brow really nicely. As you can tell, I've hit pan and I don't care. I've hit pan and I don't care. So I'm only going to do the bottom where I am actually balding in my brows. And up here where there's a patch missing. And then I'm going to fix this because okay, other side. wherever it is not as dense. This brow always turns out darker. And then I've decided to just go full all the way extra. I'm going to take my Urban Decay liner. I'm going to tight line my upper lash line. And then I'm going to take a pencil brush and I'm going to go in the black. And this, because I have so much moisturizer on my face, this still smudges on me. But when I put the powder on it, again, it will still smudge, but it will just make my eyes look smoky like it's intentional. That's the key. If you can't get it to stay put, make it look like it's intentional, okay? Make it look intentional. And then I'm going to take more. And I just want to lift that a little bit because I feel like it. That's why. Because I feel like it. So there. Then we're going to curl these biznatches. Oh, should we do lashes? Should we do lashes? Do not curl once you already have mascara on. You'll rip your lashes out. And I love the Shiseido curler. It's amazing. So let's just. Okay, Mindy said yes. So we're going to do this real quick. And then we're going to put some lashes on top. So yeah, okay. Dreams. Weird ass dreams lately, right? And then the dreams stopped for a little bit. And then last night were weird dreams again, but they weren't pertaining to me. I was just watching everyone else's lives. I was watching everyone else's lives and I was just like, this just sucks. Everyone else's lives just suck. What the hell? And then it was like, why does everyone's lives suck? Okay, we'll go with this. I have tons of lashes. Tons of lashes. We'll go with this one. Do you see how easy makeup is? It's super easy. Super duper easy. All right. So, assuming you don't have any funky eye issues, you can reuse your lashes a couple times. You're going to want to make sure that you don't have any funky eye issues. The moment you get a funky eye issue, you need to throw that biznatch away, baby boo. You're not going to disinfect it and save it. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, you're not. All right. So I use Lash Couture Strip Lash Adhesive. Oh, okay. With biotin and blueberry. Had no idea. So you're going to take this and you're just going to run it along the rim. Okay. and run it along the rim. Ever so lovingly. And here's the real hack. If I want to do a black eyeliner, there's lash glue liner. So while that dries, I'm going to go ahead and lay that down, right? You need to let it get tacky before you put it on your face because you're going to make a huge mess. Oh, bitch, it was the wrong eye. It was the wrong eye. Okay, we'll do the other eye too. It's no problem. If you lay it at a 45-degree angle to your face, you can just drag it and it's not going to be an issue. You're not going to have all that weirdness happening. Okay. I told you, you had to let it get tacky. Hold on. I like to clamp them together. No, biatch, don't play with me right now. And then, because I have a little bit of that extra skin on my eyelid, you know what you could do? You could totally grab it close to the base and push it into your skin. And if you have extra skin, it will flap over the top of the lash and it hides the band. If you want the band hidden, it will do that, right? You see there? You can't tell that I have intentions because you're just so fixated on the Bambi eye. See that right there? Oh, my hand slipped. Shit. Okay. Other lash. Let's go ahead. You see how easy it is? I mean, see that? And then I'm going to show you a little trick after. And my eyes, they don't sit the same. So one lash, I will go ahead and affix it onto my eye like this. The other lash, I will affix it onto my eye like this so that they open at the same degree. Yeah, I hate the feeling of things sitting on my face too. That's why I don't wear foundation. And it's actually saved my skin quite a bit. Although I have acne, I don't get breakouts too much because I'm so super particular about what touches my face. You see that? See what I'm saying? So then what I'm going to do, remember how I use this to put powder on my brows? I'm just going to create a space right here. A little bit more. And it makes your eyes look bigger if you have eyes like mine. You got to create that gap though. And then you know what else helps? I'm going to take that lash glue. I'm going to extend it a little more. I'm going to take a brush like this. Make sure it has nothing on it. Almost. I'm going to take some more of this color that I used for my brow. Just the littlest bit. And I'm going to smoke that out just a little. And then I'm just going to put extra of everything I already did. Going back here. There you go. See how it's lit up even more? Wait. And then go back here. Just a little bit more. Because you can never be too shiny. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? And then, as if that wasn't already enough, because now I'm going extra. I would have, like my day-to-day, I would have totally stopped after I actually, after I did all of the cupping, I would have stopped for my everyday because your girl can't be bothered with that. I'm going to take some more of this. And I'm going to really be sun-kissed like a mofo. I'm going to be like, what? What? What do you want? You know what I mean? I know that I have enough on my face when I notice the shift in my attitude. I'm going to go into my NARS. And I'm going to do these two together. I'm going to be like, bitches want to play. And I just like tap it in like this because bitches want to play. Bitches want to play. You guys. We almost done because I can sense the change in my attitude right now. And then we just. We're done. Okay. My attitude has reached a level of barely tolerable. That means we're done. And I don't like things on my lips. So, glossy lips. What should we do? What should we do? Tell me. Speak to me, my people. Okay, I think we're done. I'm pretty sure of it. We're done. We're just gonna stick that there and stick that there. Is there anything else? Oh, we just moisturize. Gloss. Okay, gloss. Wait. I have options. Okay. Okay. Which color? Oh, bitch, they're the same color. Damn it. Oh, no, they're not. They're not. They're a shade different. You see that? It's a shade different. Or pink. Which one? Which one? It's super easy to do makeup, you guys. Super duper easy. You just gotta, let your attitude come out. Which one? Pink? I think this one is too light. So we're gonna take that out of the equation. Pink. Okay. Okay. You like that? You know what? Girl. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. No, this is not going to be enough. We're going to need to bring out some hourglass. So, hourglass, this color, whatever this is, makes me feel bougie. It does. It has shimmer in it. And I don't know what's happened to me, but I used to hate shimmer. Now I'm all about it. So, you just a little hint of whatever it's giving. Whatever it's giving, I like it. And I'd like to buy some more. I feel like I need a little more bronzer too. Just a little bit, something subtle. There we go. We're really done now. Because my face is feeling like it's reaching the threshold of what it will tolerate on it. I don't like too much makeup. Most of what you guys see on me is moisturizer, if we're really going to be honest. Better to have healthy skin than the look of healthy skin, right? So there we go. There we go. Okay, time to get to work. All right, yeah. So was that easy? Did you guys like that? I think that's easy makeup. I mean, we could do all the different techniques that people show you. You don't need all of that. Like the 5 layers on your face before, like this whole thing of underpainting, right? Where you do the really harsh colors and then you put you cover that with oh wait, nope, your girl's not done. Nope, that is unacceptable. Woo, that is unacceptable. That is going to come right off. Hold up. Because your girl don't play. We're not going to be popping lashes off in the middle of a workshop. Nope. Excuse me. One of the things that I like to do is blend my lashes together that way by squishing them. When you squish them together like that, what ends up happening is it's less likely that it will lift and come off. So, like, no, we don't play that. We absolutely do not play that. No. All right. Okay. Sometimes you want to fight your lashes. Have you ever done what do you call it? Eyelash extensions? I feel like hold the phone. I'll use this. So I don't like it when my brows start moving. So we're, I don't know. I don't remember if this worked well. Okay, we'll use this. It is Revolution Brow something. Brow gel. I used to get them done. They look so good, but at the same time, it's like it irritates the shit out of me. Lash extensions irritate the hell out of my eyes. And then you know what ended up happening? I actually ended up developing an allergy. Just sucked. See, so I've lost quite a bit of my brow hairs because of my alopecia. But if I were to do brow lamination, because the brow hairs are long, mine are, I think I'd be perfectly fine. I think I would be perfectly fine. All right. That one right there irritates me. Oh, girl, why don't you just cooperate? Just cooperate. We're all friends here, you know. We're all friends here. You just sometimes you irritate me and I just speak my mind and I promise I love you still. I assume you feel like I only love you when you are perfection, and that's partially true. I say partially because I still love you even when you're not, but I love you even more when you are. Girl, we going to work is where we're going. So let me fix this. There we go. I love the look of a strong brow. I'm just saying. Right. I'll scoop you up. Where do you want to go? No, literally, I never go anywhere looking like this. Are you kidding me? I'm good. I'm good. I never go anywhere looking like this. I don't like to be super made up like this going anywhere because it just never ends well. It never ends well. I don't like to be bothered. I just don't. And people have a tendency to I don't know. Do you guys get that? Do you guys have that struggle too where it's like if you look a certain way, um people just start acting really stupid towards you? Cuz I get that sometimes, you know? Um and I don't know. I don't know why they act that way. Like they try and create conversations. Just I'm just buying groceries. Leave me alone. I'm serious. I'm buying groceries. leave me the F alone. I'm not here for conversation. I'm not like, I don't think I'm the shit or anything, but just like leave me alone. I don't know if when you wear makeup, people somehow um people somehow get it in their heads that like you've done all this for attention. Sometimes your girl just wants to paint her face. You know what I mean? Like I'm not starved for attention. My husband pays attention to me all the effing time. You know what I mean? Well, that's it's one of two reactions. Either it depends on what I'm wearing too. So if I have my makeup done and my hair is thrashed because I refuse to put heat on my hair, then they try and think that it's like, oh, it's approach her season, right? But if my hair is done and I'm dressed appropriately, meaning not in pajamas because I live in pajamas, um, then no one talks to me and women give me like disgusting looks. Like, honey, I don't want your man. I already have one, a damn good one. I don't want your man. You know what I mean? It depends on the person. And I never really understood it. I never really understood it. I never understood it. So I just to avoid all of that, I just don't. I have a tendency to not go anywhere like this. And then plus I don't like a whole bunch of stuff on my face. I want to hear your guys' struggles with other people's perceptions of you. Like Mindy over here is gorgeous AF. I'm sure you get one of two reactions, either intimidated by you and low grade hater, or the really delusional ones will continue to try and pester you because if they try hard enough, I guess they think they'll convince you to give them the time of day. I don't know. I would never date in this environment. That's just ugly. It's an ugly environment. I don't know what's happened to humanity. I really, really don't. They get stupid when I look them up, and they get stupid and ruder when I don't. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Do you feel like? How do you feel about that, Renee? Oh, sorry. How do you feel about that, Renee? Because it's like, I've seen how you can totally you're like a chameleon as well. And you can totally transform yourself when you're done up. What do you think people are thinking when they behave that way towards you? You know? Like when I was much younger, I knew that most women that I was around, not that most women, but most women that I was around, it made them feel some kind of way if I was around them in their relationship, done up. They didn't like that. You know? You've never dated? I haven't really either though. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Um, it's like this thing of and then people will start talking about this concept of pretty privilege. I don't even know what that is. Like, what is that? What is pretty privilege? I don't feel like I've ever had any type of privilege um for any reason, if we're going to really be honest there. I've always had to work extra hard because people have already made their minds up about me for one reason or another, because I'm a female, because I'm smaller than people, because this, because that. And so I've never felt like I've had any type of privilege to any degree. So I don't know what that is. It sucks because whatever I do, it's some kind of bother or irritation. That you're made to feel like you're a bother or an irritation. Wow, outside of my husband, I've only had one other long-term relationship, and it really wasn't even that long. It was like a year, but I was like or maybe 2 years. I don't know. I don't remember anymore. Maybe 2 years because it was like junior year in high school and then senior year in high school. I don't know. A year and a half? I don't know. People want to hit me up in the inbox. I don't respond, don't even open. Then they send another message, one of sorry for bothering you, the other more aggressive, like I owe them a response. Yeah, some people are just weird like that. Like I've gotten attention in the past from both men and women. And so I'm talking to both men and women. It's ugly when you can't accept the lack of interest and then you show ugliness. That's ugly. It actually further reaffirms the accuracy, the accuracy of what I picked up from you to begin with that caused me to not want to respond to you, you know? So people don't understand that when you're dealing with an empath, they're picking up on you and your intentions before you even say anything. And when you start acting a fool, um, all it does is further confirm, right? Oh no, Mindy, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She says, yeah, and my 15-year relationship was my son's dad. And when we separated, he passed 2 years later, and I had to heal from all of it. So I've been isolated for the last 7 years. Can I say you wear your pain and your grief so beautifully? I would have never guessed or assumed that you have such a history that you're trying to heal from. There's a way to carry your pain, and that way creates so much more beauty. It doesn't create um, bitterness. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not uncommon for people to um, carry their pain in a way that fosters bitterness in them, bitterness towards the world, bitterness towards specific people, just all sorts of bitterness. And I'm not going to say that the way you're grieving is wrong if you're excuse me experiencing bitterness. I'm just saying you're already hurting. Um, Developing bitterness is going to be yet another thing that's going to hurt you further down the line when you try and heal from that as well, right? I don't know that there's a right or a wrong way to heal from grief. Um, we all kind of hurt and cope differently, right? My struggle is one time someone said I wear too much makeup. I said, really? Maybe you don't wear enough because I can see you're ugly. I love that, Lisa. I love that. I love that. Yeah, no, I've had people telling me that um maybe I need to wear more makeup and take some pride in myself as though I'm not proud of who I am if I don't wear makeup. And then I've had people tell me like, how could you possibly consider yourself spiritual when you wear all of that makeup and you're hiding behind a mask? And it's kind of like maybe you wear makeup to hide behind the mask, but I don't. I wear makeup when I feel like it. And I don't wear makeup to hide things. I wear makeup to accentuate, to bring the attention to the parts of me that I love the most, right? I think if we were less apologetic and um I don't get that too often. If we're going to be honest, I don't get those type of comments too often because I think in order for people to have the courage, the bravery, the audacity is more accurate. In order for people to have the audacity to approach you and speak to you in that way, they have to sense some type of apology that lives inside you for being you, right? And I'm not sorry. I'm just not. I'm not sorry for being who I am because guess what? The person that I am, whether I wear makeup or not, is someone that just loves people, right? I love on people. I like to take care of people, to provide, to protect, to, nurture, empower, all of those things. There's nothing ugly about me. And I'm so glad that I finally reached a place in my journey, in my life, where um, I'm no longer going to waste time looking for potential parts of me that would validate other people's accusations, right? There are people who accuse you of being something because they fear that something. If you're scared of me, that's on you. Why would you need to be scared of me? I stay in my own lane. I mind my own business. I do my own thing. So, what are you scared of me for? Because you have intentions and you're afraid I will find out? Is that what it is? I've I've learned to accept that I'm not going to understand everyone. And if I continue to live my life based on other people's perceptions of me and lack of understanding of me, um, and that lack of understanding often creates insecurities in them that really it has nothing to do with me, how I look, how I conduct myself, all of that. It has nothing to do with all of that. It has everything to do with something that happened to them before they ever even crossed my path. The same thing applies to you guys. The people who try and shame you for being who you are, you represent something to them that happened to them a long time ago. And they don't know how to heal that. They don't know how to get to a space where they're in a space of healing, right? So they just keep lashing out. The more I display my feminine side, the more I realize that side of me needs to be honored. That's where I am too, Renee. That right here, this is where I am, where it's like, um, it's time for me to begin celebrating more of my femininity. It's time for me to be comfortable in that femininity, but also know that that's a process, developing an ease and comfort of being as feminine as I can be. Um, it's definitely a process. It's definitely a process. And you guys, it's not always one specific group that causes a lot of these insecurities. I think we need to kind of touch on the fact that it's not always just men that cause women to be afraid to be feminine. And it's not just always women who are being toxic towards other women. Okay. We have to start seeing people as individuals. It's the people who are insecure that are an issue for people who are going through a process of rediscovering themselves, gaining some of their confidence back, right? It's the people who are lacking their own confidence that see you in a vulnerable space and they have a tendency to try and, insert themselves in things. Have these little snide remarks to make you feel as though, what you're wearing, if say you're newly exploring fashion, right? It's like you will have people who'll be like, "Oh, you're gonna wear that?" Yes, I'm gonna wear that. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to wear, But most of us don't have that security, right? We don't have that sense of, I don't need to be apologetic. I used to wear chola lip style, and my oldest male cousin told me that I looked like a dumbass wearing that. I know that was engraved in my mind for the longest time. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I grew up with a lot of cholas, and I used to wear my lips that way too for a very long time. For a very long time, you know? So I don't see anything wrong with it. It takes some level of um, confidence to step out of that very cookie cutter box. But I also realized that after a certain point, because my style is very eclectic, eccentric, right? I can and will wear whatever the hell I want. And makeup, all of that. And it's this thing of I got to a point where I also realized that was just a reaction to someone telling me what I could and could not wear. So that even that wasn't my style. I was like a pastel goth spice girl. Not even joking. I was like a pastel goth spice girl, you know? Now that chola lip style is called ombre. I'm so going to wear whatever I choose because people are always going to remark something. You know, I remember when I was much younger, right? Like much, much younger. I seriously have a very eccentric type of style. And I remember I used to wear this one outfit that I just loved. And it had to I'm into like Angora, like really fuzzy type things. And so there was this one outfit that I used to love to wear where it was like this keyhole Angora, like it's a short sleeve sweater and it ties up here and it has like a Victorian collar. And then there's like this huge keyhole at the boobs. Right? And then I would pair that with bottoms, of course. And I would wear a whole bunch of necklaces, and my necklaces are very just so there was this one necklace, it's a huge it is a huge, like it was marketed as a tiger's tooth. I think it was carved bone, to be honest. It's a huge tiger's tooth. It's like about this big, and then the root of the tooth is Buddha. It's oh no, it's not Buddha. It was green Tara. And so I would wear it, and then Buddha would be right there in the keyhole, and I have all these accoutrements. Um, and people would be like, "Oh my god, I love your style," because I used to work in the fashion stuff, and I would always get compliments, and people would be like, "Oh my god, I love your style. I love this. I love that." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And then I remember when I was going through my stuff when I was like in my 20s, I was gonna get rid of stuff. People were like, "What the F is all of this? It's weird." Mhm. See, you make the style. You are the one that can carry it off and make it make sense. If you're gonna listen to people, the live, laugh, love people, I should stop saying that. These are the people who thrive fitting in, right? These are the people who they have to wait to be told what they like, where they will go, what restaurant to eat at. They have to be told. They have to go on social media to be told all of this stuff. Um, yeah, they'll feel very those type of people with that mindset. It's very much like a lemming mindset, right? They'll feel very offended by the fact that you are autonomous, that you don't wear the things they wear, that you don't this and you don't that. You know, you're going to have to not apologize for being who you are. You're going to have to just be okay with the fact that you like things that will take people time. It will take them a lot of time to finally be told by the influencers and whatnot that you like this. This is what we like now. I've never been one of those people. I a lot of the times, and I know quite a few of you will be able to relate to this. A lot of the times I would be on the outer fringes of any friend group because of the fact that I just really don't fit in. I'm painfully aware that I am not like them. And I wanted to be like them, but I just can't. I'm not drawn to the same things that they are, right? Renee, do you want to define for Cheryl what a chola is? Órale pues. Just, yeah. And even now it's this thing of I see spaces within me that could still benefit from some additional healing. um I see how, like, I'll look at someone who maybe I'm in slightly better shape than them at the gym, and I'll look at them and I'll be like, god, I wish I had the confidence in myself to be able to wear something like that and not feel super self-conscious as I work out. But then at the same time, it's like, and I specify that someone who is probably I'm in slightly better shape than them, because it's like, why am I embarrassed to wear something like that if they're not? And it's because I still am working on my self-confidence, right? It has nothing to do with me comparing myself to someone else and saying I'm better than them. It has everything to do with, why can't I have their level of confidence where they are comfortable wearing these types of things? Right. And I'm not judging them like, oh my God, they shouldn't be wearing that. Because in my head, I'm like, get it, girl. Look at you. Seriously. I think for many of us, we just don't have the confidence that others think we have, that others assume we have, and that's okay. That's okay. As long as you don't get into a space of you're going to tear other people down just because you feel low, that's not okay. Right? That is totally not okay, to enter into a space of existence where you can recognize that, you know what? Traditionally, societally, most people be like, oh my God, you shouldn't be wearing an outfit like that. But this person has confidence. They feel good in what they're wearing. That is inspirational. That is beautiful. That is powerful. I wish I could feel as confident as they do. There's nothing competitive about that. There's just a recognition of, you know, maybe my perception of myself and where I'm at within my journey, my perception of my body, is a little bit skewed in a not so healthy way. Because I think for many of us, our perception of ourself is very skewed, very, very skewed, right? So, like, I know I have some degree of body dysmorphia. I know that for a fact. And it's this thing of, you know, even when I was like a size 0 for the longest time, um, yeah, when I go to shop for clothes, I would immediately go to the size 14, size 12s, and I would be looking for clothes there. It took my husband telling me, like, honey, you're not this size anymore. You're like, you're not that size. Like, all of these clothes in this area is too big for you. And, I'm like, no, it'll fit me. It's not going to fit me the way it's designed to fit me, but it'll fit me. I can make it work. And it's really, I couldn't see the reality of my proportions. And then I remember I went on a trip. I went to Peru, and one of my friends was like, I was going to fly into their city because that's where my family was meeting me. I went without my family. And she had asked if she could pick me up from the airport. And I was like, oh my gosh, really? And she's like, yeah, I'll pick you up. I'm not far from the airport. And I was like, okay. And I'd never met her in person before. She's always just watched my live streams. And yeah. And when I walked out of the airport towards her car and her window was rolled down, her face Her face, she was like, and I was like, hi. And she's like, come in, come in. And I get in her car and she goes, you are itty bitty. And I was like, no, I'm not. I thought I was really like buff. I wasn't. I was a size 0. Yeah, I was like, "No, no, I'm not." And she goes, "Yes, you are. You're very teeny tiny." And then she, she was like, I was like, "No, I'm not." You know, we don't really see the gravity of where we're at in our journey. We don't. At that point, um, I didn't have an ED. I've had an ED when I was a teen. I did. At that point, I didn't. I didn't have an ED. I was just eating the things that are okay for me. I wasn't restricting my caloric intake. I wasn't even counting my macros or anything. I was eating as much as I want. Um, it's just that's my size naturally if I don't eat things that inflame my body. I'm naturally meant to be very tiny. And now, I'm not very tiny. I'm not. That's not something I'm ashamed of. I'm working really, really hard to build enough muscle mass to feel the strongest I've ever felt. And I do feel the strongest I've ever felt. It's no longer a thing of, what's my weight? What's my waistline? None of that. None of that. I'm kind of just like, do I feel sore today? Can I work out today? No. Okay. I need to rest. Right. It's about really addressing my needs. And I think for many people, we don't address the needs that we have. We give ourselves the reasons as to why we don't need to, as to why we cannot. And then we continue to really just see ourselves in a very skewed manner, a very, very skewed manner. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Like even with age, because I know many women, not all, but many women struggle with aging, right? I mean, what does it matter? What does it matter how old you are? Why do we have to compare ourselves to people who are far younger than us, who don't have the life experience that we have? The lines that you've developed on your face, the way your body has changed, that's all evidence of the life you've lived. So maybe your issue isn't with your age. Maybe your issue is with the increase of awareness that you've developed as you've aged. And you look back and you see you wish you'd lived a different life because too many people were in your head. Too many people were telling you how to live and you listened to them. Maybe that's what you're unhappy about. And the wrinkles are just serving as evidence of that, right? I mean, again, I've always lived my life on the outer fringes of society. I've never been smack dab in the center of anything. I've always lived on the outer fringes. And before that used to like really hurt my heart. Now it's like I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I never like was deep into society's expectations and stuff. I've always just been on the outer fringes because I look back and it's like, hmm, I mean, I wish I traveled more when we were younger before we had kids, just so that, we could have had that experience as a young couple. But at the same time, I recognize neither of us would have been able to enjoy that for the experience that it was. We were still somewhat in this space of doing what other people our age are doing, right? So really, I mean, would that have improved the trajectory of my life? Not really. Not really. I probably just would have went to the same resorts that other people were going to. I probably would have eaten at the same restaurants that people were posting that they've eaten at. And I wouldn't have had the courage to explore. Now it's like if I'm going to go abroad to another country, boo, I'm not staying at no resort. Where are all the locals at? Where are all the locals at? That's where I'm staying. That's what I'm doing. Right? I remember when I went to Peru, I was talking to our tour guide. We had a private tour guide, and it was this thing of we got on the topic of ayahuasca. And he's like, "Oh, you want to meet Pachamama?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was talking about, you have to be careful because some of these resorts, there's a lot of tourists that are getting hurt. And I was like, "No, I'm talking about, do you know a village shaman? I don't want a resort. I want to go to the shaman in the village. I want to hike through the jungle." He goes, "You're brave." And I said, "Yes, but no, I'll have you, right? You'll come. I don't want to get lost." And he's like, "Wow, you're from the United States?" I was like, "Yes." And he was sort of like, "You're brave. They take people in the jungle." I said, "That's why you're there. That's why you're there. You know, that's why you have to be there so I don't get stuck." But that's what I want. I want to go through the jungle. I want to hike to the village that's not touched by society. I want to experience it as though I am their acolyte. I don't want a watered down experience. If I'm going to meet Pachamama, I want to meet Pachamama, not her assistant. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be even better if the shaman doesn't even speak English. I will learn his language. You just got to give me some time. You just got to give me some time. I will learn his language. And he was in awe of the fact that I wanted to have a real authentic experience. Which I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It's just not for me. But that's the thing, is that, you know, I'm not the same person that I was in my youth. I can now appreciate things to the degree that they should be appreciated. And so there's nothing in my youth that I need to change. Nothing. Nothing at all. You know? Like everything that's happened in my life has led me to where I am at right now, and I'm very grateful for that. Very, very grateful for that. So, if you guys if you guys are in a space of, you know, being unhappy because you're living by society's standards, society's model of what happiness is supposed to look like, I mean, it might be time for you to really begin to assess why you've chosen to do that, right? Sometimes people in your environment, they don't understand the decisions you make because it's going to take society quite a few years to get to that place. It's going to take society a while. Back in was it 2015? It's been a while. It's been a while. I was telling relatives that, I want to live in an RV, or maybe it's 2013. I want to live in an RV full time with my family. We just, we work from the RV and we just keep traveling. I would love to drive all the way down to the tip of Chile, drive all the way back up in the RV. And they're like, "You're crazy. You're crazy. You can't do that to your kids." And I'm like, "Do what?" And they're like, "Kids need stability. Kids need," but we're a stable family. We're like, we literally do everything together. We do everything together. What's unstable about that? Right? They're like, "You're going to sell your house to live in an RV?" Yeah. "You're going to leave California?" Well, what about us? What about your family? What about all your relatives? When have you motherfuckers come over to visit? Hmm? I won't have babysitters. When did you babysit my children? Right. So we went ahead and we did what we did. And then a few years later, quite a few years later, everyone's like, yeah, man, I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to get an RV. And like, okay, it was fun. It was nice. And are you still in your RV? No, we're in a house. We're kind of done with that. We're tired of traveling. So kids wanted to get in a house and we got in a house. We're done with that part of our journey. But aren't you blah, blah, blah? No, we're done with that part of our journey. Yeah. Because remember, I told you, like, we do things as a unit. If my kids are no longer wanting to be in an RV, then we're not going to be in an RV. And that's that. But don't you miss it? Yeah. So then why don't you do it again? Because I love my kids and I'm not leaving them behind. Nor am I going to force them into something that they're not happy in. It's one thing to do that with toddlers and it's fun for them. It's a whole nother thing when it's not fun anymore. They're tired of traveling and they just want to be in a brick and mortar house. Okay, then that's where we're going to be. Right? Living your life based on other people's expectations, it's not going to bring you happiness. It never has, it never will. When you start to follow your own rhythm and you start to live your own life, you'll see the kind of effects you have on other people. You'll see how much of a front runner you are. You are a trailblazer. And if that's what your purpose is in your local environment, everything you decide is going to be foreign because you're the one that is introducing those concepts, those options to the people in your environment. It doesn't mean you're better. It just means you're better suited to be the first one to try it so that you can more readily advise the people who come after you. Right? It's you serving your purpose. So now, if people come to me and they're asking me about, and I've had quite a few people asking me about RV living. Well, there's certain things that I would recommend, certain things that I would not recommend. There are certain experiences that we've had that, we've learned from. Some RV places, they will only allow you to have your RV in their RV park if it is less than X amount of years old. I think it's like 10 years, 5 or 10 years old. RVs leak from the time you get the RV. It will continue to degrade and it will begin to leak. Things will break down if you don't fix them appropriately with haste. They will destroy your electric and you'll be screwed after that. If you use the potty in the RV, that's going to travel with you and it's going to stink to stink. Yes. I love a nomad life too. I do. But I love my children more than that nomad life. So unless they're willing to come with me, yeah, I'm gonna have to sit put. I'm gonna have to just sit put, right? But just things like that where um, understanding the things that we live through and sharing that so people can make more stabilized decisions in what they would get. There's certain limits that you have to work within if you have an RV. You can't just bring everything. You can't. The RV can't take that kind of load. It's unsafe. You're going to be miserable with it being so packed. It really forces you into a space of solidifying your understanding of what is important, what's important to you. You'll also begin to understand um, just how wasteful we are as societies. Um, yeah, the amount of water we waste, like you'll become very aware of that very quickly. You have a very limited amount of hot water, so you can't be taking 30-minute showers because there's other people waiting. um, people don't take into consideration, especially if they have multiple bathrooms in their home. that when you go into an RV, unless you're going to get one with 2 bathrooms, which I highly suggest. I highly suggest you get an RV with 2 bathrooms. We only had 1. Yeah, people don't understand just how spoiled you are, just how separated everyone is, because you're going to be piled up with each other in a very small space. And I'm so glad that we made that decision when our kids were their age, because now we're literally, it does not matter how big the house is. We are literally all in the same room at the same time. No, I'm joking with the eye roll. I love it. I love it. My kids are each other's, best friends. They're very, very close. They help each other with their self-regulation and all of that. They point out, "Hey, you okay? You seem annoyed." They point that out to each other, not necessarily in an argumentative way either, right? We've learned what we love the most, what we need the most is each other. My family is very, very close. Very, very, very close. When one person decides to go to bed, it's like, "Oh, okay, I guess we can all go to bed." Like bedtime. You know what I'm saying? Like last night, right after dinner, I totally was like, right after I finish eating, I'm gonna lay in bed. And everyone looked at each other and they're like, "Oh, we're all going to bed then?" I'm like, "You guys don't have to go to sleep. I'm saying I'm gonna go lay in my bed. I'm gonna lay in my bed and watch my show because I ate too much." And they're like, "Okay, well, I guess they're gonna go lay in bed too and watch on their shows, you know?" And it's not codependency either. It's just really appreciating each other. Really, really, really appreciating each other. When one person is not home, we miss them. There's like a huge um missing piece, right? And when we count you in our family, if you're not over, if you don't come over, you're busy or whatever, it's like there's a huge missing piece. My children will look for you. They will ask when you'll be coming over again. That's a very beautiful thing. It's a very, very beautiful thing. That's why I look back at my life and there's nothing I want to change. Absolutely nothing. Because everything, even the things that were difficult, because it wasn't always easy living in the RV. Again, limited space. We had no slide outs, only one bathroom. Our fridge broke. Our fridge broke. So we basically we had to get groceries every day if we're not plugged in, because we had no generator either. That it broke. So, you know, but at the same time, I know what my children and I, my husband, our family, what we can handle. We can handle a lot. We can handle a lot. And that was years ago. That was years ago. We can handle even more now. It's an amazing thing. So, all of these things that you guys go through, it's really teaching you exactly what you can handle, how strong you are. And if you're going to allow yourself to be fully present, you're going to be able to see just how strong you actually are, what you're capable of. And I think it's a lot. I think you're capable of a lot, and you just are struggling to see that, right? So if you like to express yourself through makeup, through clothes, if you like to express yourself through your hair, whatever it is, you just keep doing it. Keep being you. Don't let other people's expectations, they're criticizing you or any of that, go too deep. Don't let it go too deep. Don't let it hurt you more than what it's already hurt you. So there's this thing that I do. When I have a relative or someone, which hasn't happened in so many years, right? When I have a relative who is hypercritical of me and my decisions, because quite a few of them are, they're like making me feel badly for decisions I've made. Uh, I kind of have to sit myself down and be like, okay, they said this, and this. Okay. That's what they said. Now, are they happy in their lives? No? Okay. Why am I listening to them? Would I go for them? Would I go to them for advice on what to do in a difficult life circumstance? No, they're an idiot. Okay, so then why am I listening to their words? Are they always consistently hypercritical of everyone? Yes. Okay, so that means they just look for things to say. Nothing they say is actually truly of value. They just look for things to say so they can be heard because maybe they're so unhappy in their life that they want to force people to hear them, right? Yeah, this right here. People are so separated. It's insane. It's insane. Yeah. What I did see when we were in the RV and stuck in a parking lot for a bit, um, we were immersed, surrounded by quite a few different homeless communities. And I did see quite a bit of community in those homeless groups. Quite a bit of it. Quite a bit of it. I even made friends with several of them. And they looked out for us. And they were very concerned, making sure that, they weren't sure if we had enough to buy groceries and whatnot. They didn't know my husband was working. And I remember one specific couple. They were a much older couple, and they're like, I want to say late 60s. Jody and Jeff. And Jeff is a vet, and he also is autistic, and he really liked me. Not in that way. He really appreciated me. Most people he wouldn't talk to, he wouldn't look them in the eyes, but he would do that with me. And he, he went and procured a watermelon because he heard that I like watermelon. And I will not say that I knew what he was doing, but I will say I was in the parking lot and I saw Jeff running, booking it across the parking lot. And I'm like, where's Jeff going? And Jody's like, oh, I'll tell you later, girl. And then we met up with him later, which again, I don't know where he got the watermelon. I just know I saw an employee chasing him through the parking lot. But later on, we met up with them in another parking lot, and Jeff's like, he has a gift for me. And I was like, oh, you didn't have to get me anything. And he goes, he did. He had to. And he hands me a watermelon. And I was just like, oh, Jeff. Jeff. He's just smiling. Where did you get this? He goes, don't ask. I said, okay, don't tell me. Don't get in trouble for me. And he's like, would you like watermelon? I was like, Jeff, we could buy watermelon. We'll buy watermelon. Yeah, he's also gifted me like a huge, like I couldn't even carry it. It was so big. It was a patio planter full of plants. A patio planter full of plants. I was like, oh my gosh. Because he heard that I like plants. I was like, I have nowhere to put this. My RV doesn't have slide outs. Yep. And then I remember Jody, we were chatting one night under the stars, and she was telling me about one of the other girls in the parking lot, and how she's in a relationship and that guy's really bad to her, and um she was talking about how she gonna mess him up if he ever knocks on our door. And I was like, why would he knock on our door? She goes, yeah, no, everyone thinks you guys are stuck up and that you think you're better than everyone. I was like, oh my God, why? And she says, well, because you guys are in this fancy RV. I was like, but our RV is broken. That's why we're stuck here. She goes, yeah, but no, you don't understand. No one else has an RV. And I was like, oh, so we thought we were bougie. And I was like, yeah, no, we don't think we're bougie. And she was telling me, like, yeah, no, she was telling them that we just keep to ourselves because we have kids and they better not, why you're considered homeless if you live in an RV. I didn't actually consider myself homeless. It took other people telling me, like, Emmy, you're homeless. And I was like, I don't feel homeless. I was definitely stuck because the brakes were broken. I was a little bit stuck, but I didn't feel like I was homeless. I felt that I was more nomadic. That's why I look back at that time and it's not a time that I'm ashamed of. I don't feel some negative type of way. Um and part of the reason why I use the term homeless is because it's easier for other people to understand the circumstance that we were in. And it's almost like my attempt to shift the perception of what homelessness actually is, right? It's not worst case scenario, most horrible thing. It doesn't have to be. The way you perceive the circumstance that you're in is what will um, greatly determine how you see that circumstance, the way you live it. I didn't see us as homeless at all. Yeah. By technicality, um, it's homelessness by technicality. Yeah, technicality. And then it became transient. We were transient by technicality. Yeah. To me, we're just nomadic. I feel like it's a privilege too. I really do. I feel like it was the most beautiful period of my life. I mean, we got to see all these different places and really begin to solidify where we wanted to live. Where we enjoy, what areas we don't enjoy, and not coming back there. um, where the energy is nice, where the people are nice, really being able to understand that. My children even learned without me telling them that there are subcultures within the different regions of the United States of America. Like certain parts of certain states are very different than another part within that state, which is very different than another state. It's very fascinating. My children learned a lot. A lot. They were very quiet observers um, of all the different types of people that we would come across. It was beautiful. It was really, really beautiful. And on top of that, we learned exactly what's the most important. Like my children are not attached to material things like other people are, even adults. They're not. They're just, kind of is what it is. Yeah. So I think if you look at the way society is programmed, especially um, the culture of the United States of America, it's a very material based type of culture. It's very much about social standing, which is determined by material goods. What do you own? How much do you own? I've never been willing to participate in that type of thing. It's never, yeah. I remember one time, um, my mom had bought me a new minivan. She didn't want my kids uncomfortable, um, going on, like, road trips and stuff because we used to like, we'd go somewhere for a weekend, and sometimes she would go with us, and so it's very cramped, and she had at the time, we didn't have all our kids yet. So she bought us a Toyota Sienna. And I remember my father was like criticizing me because why haven't I posted a picture of the brand new Toyota Sienna in front of our house? And I was like, why would I do that? He's like, so people can see that you just got a brand new car. For what? For what? For what? Why do I need to show them that? It's a vehicle. It's safe. It doesn't matter if it's brand new or secondhand. All that matters to me is it's safe. It fits all my children. It's good on gas. And again, my children are safe riding in it. Like, what does any of that matter? And why would I show people where I live? Why would I do that? And that was before me being publicly visible. That was just in my private Facebook profile where I would never go over 200 people as friends. Because, I mean, if I'm not calling you to come over for dinner, you're not an actual friend. I'm not going to have you on my social media so you can what? Keep tabs on me and my children? I don't think so. And I remember he was just so irritated with me. Like, why am I like that? Why am I not? I'm not showing gratitude. I was like, but I've told mom, thank you. I have gratitude. You're asking me why I'm not showing off because that's not who I am. My value is not determined by what I own. And I remember another time he was just so, yeah. He said it's embarrassing that I always dress like I'm homeless. What's homeless about the way I dress? I'm a stay-at-home mom. You want me to like be in heels while I wash dishes? We don't even wear shoes in the house. What are you talking about? You know? So it's really this thing of people don't understand the value of you unless you're showing them how much you paid for something. I remember my mom gave me a Rolex, and she's like, how come you never wear it? Because who the fuck wears a Rolex to go grocery shopping? That doesn't make sense. My father was uh, offended that I never wear this gaudy ass ID bracelet. It's a gold ID bracelet with my name written in diamonds. Because who the fuck does that? That's weird shit to me. That's weird. That is to me like other people do it. That's fine. That's your style. Go on, keep on. Looks good on you. That's not my style. That's just not my style. I've never been one to um, want to flaunt things like, no. As a matter of fact, at one point, yo, my vindictiveness knows no boundaries. It takes a lot. I think to date, probably only my father has been the recipient of this level of vindictiveness. Ooh. I was so fucking pissed off. This was years ago. I was so pissed off that because he's given me jewelry my whole life. That's why I don't like adornments on me. And so what I did, I sold it all. I sold it all. I got rid of all of it. If it came from him, I got rid of it. I sold it. And the purses and things like that, I donated it. Because fuck that. I'm not going to be an extension of you bragging about how much you can afford. Fuck that shit. You post that shit on your timeline. I'm not posting it on mine. I don't even want it. I donated it to a women's shelter. I donated it to a women's shelter because I don't care. Yeah, and then all of the jewelry he had given me throughout my life, yeah, I sold all of that. Yeah. No, I'm not going to be your little doll. I'm not going to be your little show pony. I'm not going to be any of that. No, you want to show off? Put it on someone else. Use someone else to show off. You're not going to use me. You're not going to use me. That's that. I've always been someone very, very just simple. And if you don't like that, then disown me. I already disowned you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. The disdain goes deep. It goes deep. I'm totally at a point in my life, I don't care who disowns me. The only thing important to me is my children and my husband. And I will never, ever, ever go without apologizing for things that would cause them to even consider being so angry with me that they don't want anything to do with me. Never. Nope. Nope. There's no amount of pride that lives inside me that would allow me to do that. Ever. Ever. Mm-mm. Nope. Hell to the no, no, no. Yeah, I mean, like I can laugh about it now, but it used to be such a huge deal and it used to be such an upsetting thing. And now it's kind of just like, it's a little. I don't care. I don't care. Spent it on my kids because who cares? Those are material things. Those weren't gifts. They were adornments to make him look good, to make him look bougie. I'm not going to be your doll. I'm not going to be your mannequin. I'm not going to be any of that. So it's this thing of my life having been nothing but an experience of cultivating the most integrity filled parts of me, right? The most integrity filled parts of me. That's all that's been cultivated. And if you look at your life and the way your life has really helped to shape who you are, but your perception has caused that to become a tainted type of view of yourself, you're being empowered to correct that tainted view of yourself. I could sit here and be ashamed that I was homeless. I've never felt homeless. It didn't feel like homelessness to me. And my kids saw it as a RV adventure. So there's nothing that's been missing, but there have been opportunities for me to really go ahead and become very solidified in my appreciation of the life that I've lived and to further grow in that space of healing, right? Just really let myself grow in that space of healing. All right. So, guys, I got to get going. If you are in the Black Magic Revocation Workshop, we're going to be meeting in about 15 minutes. You should have received an email. The workshop will start at 9 a.m. California time. You just click on that link. If you've never been in the K33 Academy, any of the events, when you click that link in your email, you just click Forgot Password. And my website, my academy, will automatically send you an email to reset that password and just reset it. And you can click the link again and you'll be able to access it. I have a lot of stuff to teach. I got to get going, guys. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and join me when I'm live. Bye, everyone.